Hello, my name is Michael Robinson. I'm a director and solicitor at Emmersons Solicitors Limited. Just a short video, quick guidance to those of you who are buying property for the first time. At Emmersons, we recognise the fact that buying a property is a very stressful experience for a lot of people, and it's perhaps the fulfilment of a dream that they've had for some time. And these days, people are having to work for longer and longer before they can afford a deposit on a property or get approved by a lender for the loan of money to buy a property. And we understand that there are those personal issues surrounding the purchasing of a property. But one of the things that we've noticed is that there is a lack of understanding as to what precisely it is that a solicitor does. Some people think we simply process the matter like some kind of tick box exercise. But in fact, what we're trying to do at every single stage is protect you and the lender, because we are also instructed by the lender to make sure that there is good title, and to make sure that there are no issues with the property which would affect your ability later on to sell it, or would affect the loan that the lender is making in relation to it. So other people's maybe interests in that property that would affect the lender's interest in the property. So that these are quite complex issues, and they take time. One of the things that we're often asked is, well, why can't we simply exchange now and we'll sort out the issues in relation to the money later? Well, for all sorts of reasons that isn't possible. But the main reason it's not a very good idea is that it's better, and you'll understand why in a second, that we arrange with the other side when the exchange is to take place and when completion can take place. And then we contact the lender to make sure that the funds can be released in time, because if exchange takes place and the funds aren't released in time, you will find yourself in the position legally of having to find the money to complete the deal. And not a lot of people have the sort of money that would be needed to buy a property, which is probably why they're borrowing it. So that's the reason why things take time, and those are the sort of issues that can cause frustration. And a lot of people feel that there can be delay. But in fact, the situation is that we are doing everything in a proper order to protect the interests not only of you, but of the lender, and to protect your interests in the future. Now, there are other things that happen that can cause problems, and one of the things that happens quite a bit these days is that other people would be lending money in relation to the purchase of the property. A lot of parents will be giving gifts to their children so that they can buy the property. Now, this causes certain issues, whether it really is a gift or whether in fact it's a loan. And some people get a wee bit confused about the difference between the two. And it has to be explained that in relation to this, if you give a gift, it means that you have no interest in the property whatsoever. Whereas if you give a loan, then you may well want to have an interest in the property. And of course, that will have to be disclosed to the lender that's providing the substantial element of the sum to purchase the property. Everybody these days is subject to client due diligence. That's to confirm their identity, to confirm the source of funds, and to consider their wealth. And this is an obligation that's placed upon estate agents, accountants, solicitors, mortgage lenders, all sorts of people. So through the process, you may well be asked to provide documentation that's similar in nature to a variety of people. Unfortunately, that's how the regulations work. The regulations have been in existence for some time, but recently in June, there were new regulations brought into effect, and this has placed extra requirements upon solicitors and others. So for instance, we are not able to start work upon a file until client due diligence, in accordance with the regulations, has been completed. So again, this causes frustration, and some people think that there is some form of deliberate delay by us when we are asking for information, and then we're able to confirm that in fact no work has been commenced whatsoever until the information that we seek in relation to identity and source of funds and wealth, etc., has been provided. So those are just some of the issues that we have found over time arise with first-time buyers. Now, if you are a first-time buyer, what you should do is visit the firm of solicitors who are going to represent you. You should meet the person who is going to do the work. You should talk to that person and ask them all the questions, no matter how daft you may think they are, so that they understand what you know, what you understand about the process, so they can explain the process to you. Here at Emmersons, we encourage our first-time buyers to get in touch, to come in and see us, to have a chat, so that they understand precisely what it is that we're going to do for them, how long it will take, why it will take as long as it's going to take, and what things may happen that may cause a delay. The obvious one is the fact that there are other people involved in the chain. So there are other people involved in the process who are buying and selling other property, and that affects the property that you're trying to buy. So that's just an example. So hopefully this little video has helped. If you need any information about our conveyancing services, then please do get in touch. You can contact us on 0191 284 6989, or you can email me, Michael at emersons-solicitors.co.uk. We're here to help.